Hello there, this is Damsky from KodaDot. Yeah, I'll share a screen so we have a proper presentation up. I hope we will make it in time at least to present that. So this is the referendum number 93, which is about migrating Kusama NFTs to the Polkadot Asset Hub. So it's literally about building an infrastructure to actually bridge the NFTs to the Polkadot Asset Hub. The reason for that is fairly simple. We could see that first of all, Kusama is kind of being left out of all of the recent marketing messages, and I kind of understand this because the fragmentation of what you actually want to share with the community is actually hard to divide by Polkadot and Kusama, where Kusama is perceived by other ecosystems as some kind of testnet, and Polkadot is the playground where you should actually do what you should do. Therefore, we are actually seeing this, and I believe a lot of ecosystem moves have been happening, like Kilt has migrated and other projects as well. So what we would like to do is propose a migration of the NFTs that are currently stranded on Kusama and minimize the disruption that is actually happening to the Kusama NFT community. There are some choices what to do with the Kusama NFTs. However, the support for current standard is being deprecated, and the users will have almost no options on what to do with them other than migrate to EVM, which is not possibly what everybody wants if we want to preserve the Polkadot ecosystem. Security is, of course, a very important matter here. What we are trying to do is make this as secure as possible, and we will be running tests, audits, and various methods to actually make sure that the migration is happening in a way that we want it to happen, which means successfully. There will be, of course, fees that have to be paid by users, and that is completely fine. However, we will try to cover those, and in case of the deposit fees, which will be either on state mine or statement, pardon me, it's been rebranded to Polkadot or Kusama Asset Hub. User will have a choice whether they want to migrate there or there, but we would prefer the Polkadot Asset Hub. So there is a deposit fee for each collection that the user will have to pay. We're gonna go like deeper to the problem. So the NFT data structure is super complex. That is basically currently on the Kusama relay chain, and therefore it's not like very simple to just migrate, right? You are migrating from a Kusama relay chain to a system parachain that's based on Polkadot, and I believe you need to have a lot of expertise to actually be able to build it. And I believe KodaDot has the expertise to actually deliver this successfully. Like I said before, Kusama NFT owners like simple and reliable transfer methods, and we would like to actually make this for the community as building like the essential public good. Besides that, we would like to execute the migration without compromising value or stability of the ecosystem. That's like where I was saying that we will be first testing and auditing the migrator, and afterwards it will be enabled for the community along with some bug hunting, which will be public. And we will try to avoid fracturing 2 years of actually building an Kusama NFT ecosystem, which I think was kind of nice times. Objective is very simple: safely migrate Kusama NFTs to the Polkadot Asset Hub, and this is the migrator, how it's going to look like. Most likely, you're just going to click. In a couple of clicks, you will be able to migrate the NFTs, and we will be using burn and claim mechanism. So there is, you can be sure that once you burn your NFTs on one side, you will be able to claim them on the other side. So there will be no duplicates, which is very important while fostering this migration. We have some stats on the Remark 2 and the Kusama NFTs. We can see that there is almost 33,000 owners, unique owners, and the total value log goes up to 34K in Kusama. This means like if you would just simply think of the bull run numbers and that this was actually created during the NFT bull run last year and previous years. This is actually a lot of value that's currently locked, and it just cannot happen that users who bought their NFTs for $600, $1,000, $10,000, they will be having no option to actually do anything with the NFTs. It's just like super bad for the ecosystem in general. And I cannot just imagine what would happen if somebody from the outside ecosystems would find out that there are just stranded NFTs with this value. So that's the reason why we decided to do something about it and propose the migration. You can also see that we have data on the nestable and equitable collections. There is currently 80 unique nestable collections, and that's only 11% out of the whole number of total of collections. So it's essentially not much. However, we might be still too early for the nestable and equipable functions. And we would like to actually enable this on the Polkadot Asset Hub for those that want to continue with this experiment and with this feature. We'll be working on it to actually enable all the functions that the NFTs actually have. Besides like mapping all the NFTs up front, we will have all the data, and equipping and nesting will be available on Polkadot Asset Hub as well. So some benefits, right, for the stakeholders. Like for me, the biggest benefit, like if I come from like other ecosystems as well, and try to be engaged in, for example, Ethereum communities, NFT communities, and so on. I think basically solidifying Polkadot as the major player in the NFT scene for the upcoming bull run will be done through Polkadot Asset Hub, because those NFT sales and just everything we saw in Kusama cannot be again happening on Polkadot Relay Chain. It has to happen on some system parachain that is actually designed for that. So there are pallets, there are other solutions on the Polkadot Asset Hub that can be actually used. And this is exactly the use case. So the Polkadot ecosystem is the one benefiting from this, because if you recall, then Ethereum NFTs and Solana NFTs, there's billions of daily volume, and during the bull run was very high, super high. And once Polkadot actually has some blue chip collections, this can be a really nice attractor for the people to come into the ecosystem as per NFTs. So I'm not sure if I'm running low on time here. It's possible that I am, or are we moving?
You'll get another minute of stage time, but then we'll have to heartbreak you, unfortunately.
All right. So yeah, besides benefits for validators and the NFT community, it's basically one thing. I think I'm by the end of the proposal. However, we can also move to the other Google Meet so I can finish properly and then have some questions. So if you are guys up for that, then I would propose maybe to move.
Yeah, let's wait. I just paying for this premium subscription, so it's supposed to not drop off us, but in case, yeah. So
I think it doesn't show that it's gonna end anymore. So I'll just continue and maybe we'll see. The worst case scenario, we're just gonna get kicked out.
Now I just also got a notification. This call is now unlocked. So yeah, I think
nice.
Yeah, you're good to go.
All right. Okay. So yeah, regarding the benefits of the community, we have gone through that. And regarding milestones and development, the first 3 milestones have already been developed, and the 4th milestone is already in the progress, which is the migrator tool that is going to be available for the community to use. The budget, the total amount requested is 190K. And the 140K is for the milestones 1 to 3, which are already being developed, and the milestone 4 is currently under process, just like I said before. The team behind this is the team of currently 5 core people, where besides actually our 100+ contributors in our GitHub repo, which is fully open sourced and from day one open source, that's important to note. We have already distributed over $300K, of course, in bounties to the open source repository, building on Substrate and building the front end for NFTs, the multi-chain NFT marketplace, KodaDot. So yeah, this is from me. Thank you very much for your presence here, and I will be happy to answer questions.
Yeah, thanks so much for that, Damsky. I think it would be better to discuss the proposal the next time around when it is live. But generally, I think it would be very interested to learn where do you see Polkadot NFTs or Kusama NFTs having an edge over what you see at Solana, at Ethereum. Basically, just, yeah, maybe extrapolate for a minute what are nestable NFTs, etc. So what are the things we can do here that is impossible over at Ethereum or Solana?
I mean, nothing is really impossible, right? You can build whatever you want. This really depends on what actually users want and what is the demand for it. I wouldn't say that there are not things that are impossible to build on Polkadot. However, what I think Polkadot is missing in general in terms of the NFT scene is this has been like actually talked through many times, but I think that Polkadot is missing like a proper blue chip collection that actually gets in the people into the ecosystem. When you think about like CryptoPunks or BASE collections on Ethereum, then of course there was the Solana hype, and there were also collections that were kind of blue chip-ish, right? And that made the Ethereum people actually move to Solana. And that's what we actually need people to do as well with Polkadot, besides NFTs being like a great first entry level into the ecosystem. This is what I actually think what is missing on Polkadot and what could be better in the future. However, it's important to know that it's not just like a Polkadot blue chip collection. There are usually big teams behind such collections, and it takes a long time to build. So that's my take. And the referenda is actually live. I'm not sure if you guys didn't see it, but yeah, it's live under number 93.
Number 93. Yeah, that escaped us. All right, so it is live. Thanks so much for that, Damsky. Okay, so the killer NFT collection for Polkadot is yet to come. Not so great for my current NFTs, but certainly making me hopeful for the future here.